Well, we are going to be challenged with this book of the Bible, one of the most important books of the Bible, actually. 66 chapters, the book of Isaiah, right? This is where we are, the book of Isaiah. This is an 8th century prophet who lived in Jerusalem, perhaps a prophet of royal descent, who has spoken in his time, and his words have gone beyond his time, right? Since we are still reading it right now. Very important book in Jewish, Christian tradition, and also for humankind. And the book of Isaiah, by the way, in Jewish tradition is second after the Pentateuch. Most important book after the Torah. This is Isaiah, right? Talking about, of course, all this, the importance of Torah, the importance of ethics, the importance of justice. Also, the greatest ideal of Israel, right? Zion as the eternal city, Zion as the embodiment of hope, perfect life of peace. And also for Christianity, this is an important book, as you know. Isaiah 53 is key text in Christian tradition, right? And not only for Jews and Christians, but also for humankind. Beyond religious people, you know, the whole idea even of hope has been very much inspired from the book of Isaiah. This is some of the most beautiful pages about hope are found in the book of Isaiah. When we talk about the wolf and the lamb eating together, when we talk about peace and no more violence, when we talk about the tears which will be erased from a compassionate and divine hand, right? When we talk about the end of suffering, the end of oppression, the end of war, this is an ideal which is common with every person, and today more relevant than any day perhaps. So this is an important, an interesting book that we are going to study together. This is, the first book of the prophets, of the latter prophets. You see, we have Isaiah, Jeremiah, Ezekiel, and then we have all the other prophets. This is the first book, and the longest book, 66 chapters, right? A book which is beautiful, written by someone who had the skills to write. So what we will do, this will be our plan, our steps of our journey. We will first of all have pause and try to acquaint ourselves with the man who has written that book, Isaiah, who he was. A man of city, a prince, a man of culture, well educated, but a man who stood up and really challenged the kings, and not just the kings of his nation, but also the kings outside of the nation, and still today has something to say about the life of politics, right? Who was a political person, right? A man who was well accepted, respectable, right? But yet died as a martyr according to some traditions, okay? So this is what we are going to do. That will be a first step. The second step, we will go into the book, a book which has been challenged, which has been distorted often. So we'll try to understand what this book is saying, what the unity of the book, the beauty of the book. And so we will address some of the most complex most complex issues about the unity of the book and how the book has been challenged by the critical people. And then after this, we'll try to understand the message of Isaiah. Kind of an introduction to the book of Isaiah. First the man, then the book, and then the message. The message, what are the main themes of that message, will be, we will then expose to the God, theology of God, how Isaiah understands God, right? The holiness of God, the hidden face of God. These are the main two motives, really the most specific motives of his view, of his theology of God. Then the people, when he talks about the people, right? Yes, of course, these are people who has, just as any people, they are sinful people and they are suffering people. And so the book of Isaiah is addressing these two situations. Sinful leads to judgment. Suffering leads to compassion, comfort. So this is the response of Isaiah to the people. So he's talking about those people who are going to be saved and survive, the survivors from the judgment, and will be, of course, forgiven by God, the remnant, and then Zion, and then the nations, and then, of course, he's going to talk about, his hope about these people. And this is why the book of Isaiah is the book of Messianism. If you want to understand we are interested in the theology of the Messiah, right? The theology of hope. This is the book. So this is what we are going to study, and then in that context we will focus on key texts which convey theology of the Messiah. One is we found in the beginning of the book, in connection to Ahaz. That is in connection to chapter 11, goes from chapter 7 to chapter 11, talking about the son of David, who is supposed to be the ideal king of David, who is supposed to bring us to the vision of hope. And then the second section of Isaiah is also will also take us to around Isaiah 53. And then at the end, right after we've been exposed to those key texts, we will conclude on what Isaiah has, how Isaiah has stamped into us, what's the message of Isaiah to us, and what makes this book relevant for us. What's the meaning of this book as far as ethics, as far as existence, and what did we take from it? And I hope that we will learn from it not just to become better people, but also to become happier people. That's the purpose of the book of Isaiah, not just to make us right, but also to make us beautiful. Right? Thank you.